What type of kid were you? Did your parents let you watch whatever you wanted? Or did you sneak around and watch rated R movies behind their back? If you're a parent now, what do you do? When do you let your kids watch some of your favorite R-rated movies? Do you pray to Alanis Morissette and ask for guidance? The cult classic Dogma, starring Linda Fiorentino, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and the late, great Alan Rickman. It's strange to think someone's death, who I never met, nor was going to meet, would affect me. When I heard Rickman had passed, it was like a gut punch. There isn't a movie that he was in that I didn't enjoy. Since I already have done a When Should I Let My Kid Watch on Die Hard, I picked Dogma for my tribute, my favorite Kevin Smith film. Dogma, I shudder to even look, has an age rating of 17 plus on Common Sense Media. I'll put a link to their review in the description below. The movie isn't for a young audience, and I have yet to let either of my boys watch. There is violence, but honestly most of it is off screen. You never actually see much blood being spilled. When Damon's Angel of Death character goes on fantastic rampages, you never actually see him committing any of the murders. They are implied and you hear the guns firing, but that's it. Where the movie gets its R rating is its language and other content. Smith takes a farcical look at religion and throws in some dick and fart humor. Our heroes actually have to fight a poop demon. Yes, I said poop instead of what they actually call it. Which to me, when I initially watched the movie, I loved. And honestly still do. Smith was able to work the demon into this universe in a really clever way. Honestly, the language and sexual content in the movie isn't the barrier for letting my kids watch. It's the actual story and message that Smith is trying to tell. I grew up in Oklahoma and went to a Southern Baptist church for most of my childhood. When I first saw the movie, I was 18 or 19, and the making fun of the church aspect influenced me heavily at the time. My views were changing while I was in college, like mostly everyone, and this movie spoke to some of what I was feeling. I still enjoy this aspect of the movie too. The Buddy Christ is brilliant. My brother still has a bobblehead of the character in his house. But underneath the poking fun at the church and the dick jokes is an actual message. This is Smith's interpretation of his faith. Chris Rock's character has a great monologue in the middle part of the movie on how Jesus hates the things that get carried out in his name. He then goes on to explain how beliefs are a bad thing. Ideas, on the other hand, are good. You can change ideas. But beliefs people fight and die over. It's harder to change a belief. I'm not sure I agree with everything in that statement, but much of it rings true to me. I don't necessarily think beliefs are bad, but they are hard to change, and they can be very polarizing. These are hard concepts to grasp, and I don't think my 11-year-old is ready for the movie yet. I'm not sure the movie will ever truly resonate with him as much as it did for me, because he hasn't grown up within a dogmatic faith structure. I haven't really exposed him to religion. We have talked about church and what Christians believe. If he would want to go to church, I would let him. The basic message Smith is trying to convey is don't base your religious faith on the structures we as humans have built up. Base it on love and compassion for one another. That is at least my interpretation on what Smith is trying to say. Is this a little much to take in while Jay and Silent Bob are smoking a joint and trying to get laid? Yeah, probably, but I still love it. I love almost everything about this movie, from Alanis Morissette being God, to Damon and Affleck being forced to live in Wisconsin after they get cast out of heaven, and George Carlin is perfect as the Catholic cardinal. Then you have Rickman playing Metatron, the voice of God. His timing and delivery of his dialogue is fantastic. Even his little throwaway lines and comments in this movie are gold. Rickman was brilliant in everything he did, and I'm saddened that we won't get to see another performance. His legacy will always live on in his films, and I wanted to talk about one that was slightly less well known. Kevin Smith paid a touching tribute to Alan Rickman on his Facebook page, and I'll put a link to that in the description below. While I eventually want my kids to love Kevin Smith and his movies, the time is not yet right. They haven't had enough life experience yet to understand much of the context of what is going on in his films. In another year or two, Mallrats will probably be appealing. For me, I see Dogma being appropriate for my boys at around the 14 to 16 age range. I think they may have the right perspective for this film around that age. So, do you like Dogma? What is your favorite Alan Rickman or Kevin Smith film? If you're a parent now, when would you introduce your kids to Dogma or other Kevin Smith films? Comment and let me know. Give me a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Share if you think it's worth sharing. Subscribe to my channel if you think I say interesting things. Click the links at the end to hear me babble on some more. Thanks for watching, and